McCarthy with Always Home. When you can't be home, we're always home. Today we're at Aqua Plumbing and Air, and I'm here with Dan Groff, and he's the sales manager for Aqua. And we're going to talk about that four-letter word, HVAC, high vac, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. We're going to talk about air conditioning specifically, because a lot of people have misconceptions about it. Dan, let's kind of discuss in principle how air conditioning works. As I understand it, you kind of have a hot side and a cold side to an air conditioning system.
Yes, Brian. The inside unit is the air handler, and the air handler has the coil and a blower that distributes the air through the home. The outside unit has a compressor and also a coil. It's referred to as the condensing coil or the outside coil. And that's typically for a traditional split air conditioning system. The outside unit has a compressor that pumps the refrigerant. It also has a fan that pushes the heat that comes off of the outdoor condensing coil to the outside. And that's how your home gets cooler.
How do you tell the age of a system?
Different manufacturers use different codes in order to identify when the equipment was manufactured. Most manufacturers have the age in the serial number, and our technicians are trained to know what the age is.
Well, Dan, this bad boy, I think, is what we generally see inside the house, right? This is the inside system. Can you explain what's going on here?
Yes, we generally refer to this as the air handler, and it has the fan blower housing. It has the indoor coil or the evaporator coil, and many times the filter is right at the beginning or at the bottom of this particular unit. And this is located inside the house or possibly the garage, and in some cases even the attic.
Yeah, I've seen several cases where they're in the attic. Well, I know that really what an air conditioner is a big dehumidifier. Okay,
Yes.
When we lower the temperature through the evaporator, we're taking water out of the air. Where does that water go, and does that cause any problems for the average homeowner?
Yes, the coil absorbs the heat, and in doing so also takes moisture out of the air, and then the moisture drops down into a drain pan right at the very bottom, and at that drain pan there's a pipe that's connected that runs to the outdoors. And that way the water that is taken out of your home through the air handler gets discharged outside.
Now, what happens when that pipe gets clogged up with debris or mold and mildew and things like that?
One of the number one service call reasons is a plugged or clogged drain line. And so what happens is today, in most cases, there's a safety switch that is elevated and shuts the equipment off before the water overflows the drain pan and does damage to the floors or the contents of the house. And here at Aqua, we have contract plans whereby twice a year, every 6 months, we're coming out to your home and we're flushing that drain line, as well as washing the coil. And these are preventative maintenance items intended to cut down on unnecessary service calls or those late night or middle of the party type interruptions that can cause your home to become very uncomfortable.
And well, every homeowner is familiar with these two little babies. We see them at Home Depot and Lowe's and everything else. What are we supposed to do with this? And are these part of your maintenance program?
Filtering is very important for indoor air quality. Obviously, this filter has the least amount of air restriction because you can see right through it. And the great thing about this filter is it's also very efficient because it's not putting much demand on the motor.
So if these filters get all clogged up with debris, which is what they're there for, what happens to the efficiency of the system?
The efficiency goes way down because there's a lot more restriction of the airflow because this is not allowing the air to pass through very freely anymore.
Got it. Is there a difference between this filter and this one?
Yes, this filter is much more air restrictive, so therefore less efficient, but does a better job of filtering the dirt and dust out of your home.
Dan, I know that from time to time we really have to replace the HVAC systems in a home because they reach the end of their useful life. One of the things that I'm often asked about is the SEER rating of various systems and how large, high a number should the average homeowner look for in trying to achieve their maximum energy efficiency?
Well, Brian, in our hot climate and with the high cooling demands we have with our people, it's very important to have the most efficient system you can afford. So the efficiency is measured by an acronym referred to as SEER, or Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. Today, our market manufactures equipment that starts with the number 13 SEER, and then the more efficient equipment can go all the way up to like a 20 or 21. The more efficient that system is, the less it's going to cost you on your electric power bill.
So there's a trade-off between the cost of the system and the amount of money you're going to save in your energy bill over a long period of time. Is that something that you would advise people on, and do you give them alternatives of choice?
Well, we do know that in our environment, air conditioners typically last 8 to 12 years. The cost of higher efficiency equipment has to be considered in terms of your return on your investment. And if you know you're going to be in your home for more than 5 years, it's really important to buy as efficient equipment as you can afford.
Okay, and does Florida Power and Light, do they give you a rebate on this equipment as the SEER rating goes up?
Yes, Florida Power and Light does provide a dollar incentive that is based upon the size or tonnage of the air conditioning equipment and the efficiency. The more efficient and the higher the tonnage, the more rebate will come back from the power company.
Is it important to select the correct size, tonnage as you say, of these various units for a home? Can you actually buy more tonnage than is actually efficient for a home?
You can, but it would be a mistake. And it's very important to perform what we call heat calculations, where we consider what kind of load is going to be demanded from the equipment. In order to assign the correct size for your home, we provide a heat load analysis, and that report will tell us precisely what size equipment your home should have.
Really, my last question is the ducting system as part of the entire air conditioning system important? Because often we'll get up in the attic and we'll see breaks in the duct systems, we'll see duct systems that aren't insulated. Does that have a factor on the efficiency of your system?
Very important, because every air conditioner in most homes today has a set of pipes or ducts that distributes the air throughout your home. Keep in mind, those ducts travel through a hot attic. So any leakage in those ducts, or any time the insulation is broken or peeled back, can interfere with the loss of energy.
Well, that's great, Dan, and we really appreciate you spending the time with us today to kind of clarify how the air conditioning systems work in our homes, and I hope this has been beneficial to you too. So until next week, this is Brian McCarthy with Always Home. When you can't be home, we're always home. Bye, Dan. Thanks a lot.